The Chicago Bears and their fan base are being used for rage bait, and it's so frustrating at this point. Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Breeze. It's your boy Philly the Fourth, aka Philip Charles Vanderhayden the Fourth. I'm here with you to get today again, where I'm reacting to an article. I'm sorry that it's been this recently, but again, it's just a dead period in the off season. There's nothing to report on, so another day and another article that's clearly using the Bears fan base for rage bait. Because let's just say for what it is. The Bears fan base cares a lot more than a lot of other fan bases. And that might sound like an ignorant statement, but the passion of Chicago, it just surpasses that of a lot of other cities. It doesn't mean that we're better fans. Yeah, if you ask me, it means we're better fans. But really, at the end of the day, that's just how we are. We're Chicagoans. We care deeply. We have pride, right? And look, a lot of other times, like if you rank Justin Fields the way that this is ranked, okay, that would make sense. But Caleb Williams was again ranked in a way that you can only describe as somebody that has a problem with Caleb or has a problem with Bears fans or is using the Bears fan base for easy clicks. There's three options. It cannot be anything else because nobody with a actual NFL brain really thinks this. Like you have to be completely out of your mind to think that Caleb Williams is one of the worst first round picks in the last 3 years, or sorry, since 2020. It's ridiculous, man. So Mike Renner, I shouldn't even say his name because it doesn't deserve any publication. I shouldn't be because I feel like this video can make people go and click on his article. Usually lately I've been including the articles that I talk about in my description. I'm not doing that for this guy. And I really just if I piss anyone off with this, if anyone actually hears this and is offended like I was, I encourage you to just listen to me and don't go looking for this article because this guy doesn't deserve another click at all. This guy took all the first round picks from 2020 on and ranked them, right? And let me go to the top of I feel like you'll get an idea of who this guy is. He said that he was ranking all of these first rounders by the team's perspective, right? Like each decision from the team's point of view. So if you're doing that, Caleb Williams should be high on this list because the Bears are overjoyed with having selected Caleb Williams. There is not a person in Hallis Hall who would tell you that there is any regret for having the Iceman. This is a man that owned the NFL themselves came out with the top 10 plays of last season, and Caleb had 3 of them. No other player in the league had more than 1. Caleb did amazing things last year, and yes, are there parts of his game that need to be worked on? Yes. But to imply, like this guy did, that Caleb is one of the worst first-round picks in the last 6 years is absolute dog shit. And this guy doesn't know what in the world he's talking about. How do you get one of these jobs? That's what I want to know. How do you get a job like Mike Renner? Because clearly you don't have to have any semblance of actual football knowledge. You just have to know how to trigger a fan base. Because that's all this guy did with this. He ranked 190 players. Sorry, let me go up and check here. 186 players. And this dude found fit to put Caleb Wilson at 137. He thought he was the 137th best first round pick. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm so annoyed. I'm not even mad. I'm disappointed because CBSSports.com, you would think that they have a standard. You'd think that they'd be above bait, but clearly I'm starting to realize the more I'm in this business, that it's just about your numbers, right? It has nothing to do with how good you are. As long as you could generate the numbers, as long as you know that you're going to shit all over a Chicago player that you know the city loves and believes in, and the franchise for that matter. And so you're going to just full on do that. Let's make Chicago mad. That'll make sure that because they're going to be pissed. They're going to talk about it on social media, and that'll draw clicks to the article. Who cares about the long-lasting effects? Who cares that I'm not going to click on a Mike Renner written article for as long as I can remember that this article exists? And trust me, I'm not forgetting anytime soon. It's ridiculous, dude. I hope Caleb sees this. Like some of the people that he has in his top 10, man, like, dude, you are so obviously biased against Caleb. Joe Burrow's number 1. Okay, I'm fine with that. Drake May is number 2. What? I get it. He was the MVP runner-up last year, and he went to the Super Bowl. But are we really not going to talk about the fact that he had the easiest schedule in the NFL last year? Are we really going to talk about how when he finally faced a good team in the playoffs, he got murdered in the Super Bowl? He had the cakewalk to the AFC Championship. I think he played the Chargers, who were average. Like, they were like, They were the team of the AFC champion, or of the AFC teams last year. And then they played the Broncos without Bo Nix, who, by the way, like, Bo Nix completed the game before that. So he was able to, go to the AFC Championship, and then was ruled out for the rest of the playoffs after the game was over. So it's not as if, like, the Broncos backup quarterback got them to the AFC Championship, and you're like, well, maybe he has a chance. No, the Broncos backup quarterback never had a chance. As soon as he played, you could tell that they were dead in the water. So the Patriots moonwalk into the Super Bowl, having had one of the easiest paths that you'll ever see in your life, maybe the easiest. And then they get slaughtered by the Seahawks. It wasn't close. It was a beatdown because the Seahawks were actually good. And the Patriots, while they were good, I'll give them that, they weren't great. The Seahawks were great. The Rams were great. Both teams in the NFC Championship would have beat the Patriots last year. And frankly, I think the Broncos would have beat them with Bo Nix. And I actually think the Bears would have beat them. Call me crazy. But, like, we beat the Packers. I think the Packers were a better team than anyone that the Patriots beat in the playoffs last year. And that includes the Bo Nix-less Broncos. Because if you take away Bo Nix, I don't think the Broncos are winning any playoff games last year. All due respect to the defense, they're great. But, like, they would have had to turn the ball over multiple times for maybe a couple for touchdowns to move on last year. These rankings are just so ridiculous, man. And I know I keep talking about them and I keep getting pissed off. It feels like a bit at this point. It feels like I'm not faking it. And it just gets more and more egregious. I mean, let me know. Am I crazy? He's got Caleb Williams 3 spots ahead of Henry Ruggs, who is no longer in the NFL. In fact, he's in jail. That guy is 3 spots behind Caleb Williams on this chart. Caleb is 8 spots ahead of Justin Fields. Am I taking crazy pills? He doesn't deserve to be anywhere near that. This guy's got Drake May 2nd. He's got Jaden Daniels 7th. Yet if we called up the Commanders right now, they would take Caleb over Jaden. You can't convince me that would not happen. Jaden hasn't been durable. Does that not matter? Jaden looks like he might not last 10 years in the league. Meanwhile, Caleb was playing behind the worst offensive line and the worst coaching staff in the league year 1. Got hit, got sacked 60-something times. Didn't miss a game. Tough as nails. As soon as he was given competent coaching in an offensive line that mattered, He almost passed for 4,000 yards last year. He had some of the most miraculous fourth quarter comebacks you'll ever see. He led the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks. This jackass doesn't talk about any of that in his summary of the Bears. I should have clipped that too, but I only clipped this, the rankings. These are his rankings as to all the Bears first rounders ranked. I'm speechless, man. I mean, the ranking of Colston Loveland is awful too. He's got Tyler Warren ahead of Colston Loveland. These guys don't watch football. They didn't watch the Bears. There's nobody that can convince me that Colston Loveland is worse than Tyler Warren. And I don't think anybody who actually watched all the film between those two would tell you that either. Colston Loveland ended last year on a heater. Tyler Warren ended last year on a whimper. I mean, give me a break, dude. Rome Odunze, okay, you could sell me that he's on 79 because he's been hurt, right? But you're telling me that Caleb Williams is 50 spots lower? 58 spots lower. This guy's on drugs. Like, he's got Caleb Williams lower than so many people that make no sense. He's got him behind Quentin Johnston, who had one good year in the league so far. He's got Caleb Williams behind Marvin Harrison Jr., who's been a massive disappointment. He's got Caleb Williams behind Matthew Golden. This dude must be a Packers fan. Matthew Golden was ass last year. He didn't catch a touchdown until the playoffs. One touchdown right before he got sent back to Cancun. I'm not going to spend any more time on this. It's just ridiculous. Ben Johnson hang this up in Caleb Williams' locker. Mike Renner, you're an idiot. And I encourage any Bears fans who hear this video, please avoid this dude like the plague. He doesn't deserve any of our clicks. He's insulted our franchise, and he's insulted his own football intelligence. This guy's an idiot. CBS Sports, please, I will work for you, dude. I'll ask for half the money that asshole is taking from you, and I promise you I'll give you 100% more work into what I write over what this dude is writing. This dude asked ChatGPT to rank his players and didn't even bother to check. I'm sorry, I meant to read before I leave his breakdown of the Bears. Caleb Williams' inclusion in the bottom third of this list may be controversial. Maybe. That right there tells you exactly what he was trying to do. He was trying to be controversial. He brings it up in one line. Oh, it might be controversial. Mike Renner. Interesting. But through 2 seasons, he's been outplayed by both quarterbacks selected immediately after him, despite having arguably the best supporting cast. I would be more receptive to arguments that Colston Loveland and Rome Odunze are too low. I'd even agree that they're both likely to end up higher if we redo this exercise in a couple of years, because both were premium picks with relatively modest production. I couldn't justify ranking them higher. You ranked Matthew Golden higher than Caleb Williams, who won a playoff game last year. He doesn't even include Caleb as someone that he'd agree that is going to be ranked higher in the next few years. You are a dumb ass. The NFL players are about to rank Caleb Williams higher than Jordan Love in the NFL Top 100. But I suppose you know better. This dude's a Packers fan. There's no other explanation. Screw Mike Renner. Screw CBS Sports for publishing this. It's a joke. My name is Philip Charles Vanderhaden IV, a.k.a. Philly the Fourth, and I can't wait for the season to start because I'm going to be tweeting these dudes all year. I'm going to remember. Mike Renner's going to have me blocked by the end of the season. Mark my words. My name is Philip Charles Vanderhaden IV, aka Philly the Fourth. As always, long live the Chicago Bears, but most importantly, long live you, Breeze Nation. And please unfollow Mike Renner if you're on Twitter. Don't read his articles. You got he doesn't deserve our clicks. Have a good one, everybody. Bear down.